Okay, so today I want to talk about one of the weirdest feelings that I felt when I started my own business. And before I get into that, if you don't know me, my name is Kim. I am an HR consultant. That's what I do most of the day. I started a company about 10 years ago, about 4 years prior to COVID. I started doing HR consulting and fractional HR on my own. And since then, I have kind of transition into helping people either start consulting or take something fun that they love to do. Could be a hobby, could be something that they did in a former career and turn it into either side income or a full time job, which is what I did. So, one thing that really threw me off when I started my fractional HR consulting business. I expected a lot of things. I expected hard work, I expected new clients, some financial stress, things like that. But what I didn't expect was how much time I suddenly had. I remember sitting there one afternoon and my work was done, my clients were happy, my invoices were out, and I actually thought something's wrong. I just felt intrinsically off for some reason. And for years, I was in the corporate grind, and maybe that's what you're doing right now, or maybe you're just trying to figure out what you want to do next. But I always had meetings that were back to back. I had emails that never ended. I used to measure my worth on how busy I was. But if I wasn't working through lunch, staying late, answering emails at home, I felt guilty. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way too. So when I started working for myself, I realized that I could make more money in fewer hours, and it really threw me off. I kept checking my calendar, thinking maybe I missed meetings, something's wrong. I seriously did not know what to do with my time. And the irony was wild because I was finally making more money than I ever did at my corporate job, but I had this lingering feeling that I was cheating the system. I'd finish a project, I'd go for a bike ride, I'd go hang out with my kids, I'd grab coffee in the middle of the day, and I would think, is this allowed? Is this something I can do? It took me a while to understand that this was the point on why I was working for myself. I had built something that gave me freedom, but my brain wasn't used to it yet. So it wasn't a burnout anymore. It wasn't, 10-hour work days. It was intentional, meaningful work that actually fit into my life. But here's what surprised me even more was having that extra time brought up a lot of emotions. So when you slow down after years of being in motion, you start to notice things. You notice how exhausted you were, how tired, how much of your identity was tied to being busy, how you filled your schedule. So you wouldn't have to ask, what do I really want my days to look like? So that space, that time is very powerful. It gives you room to think, to create, to rest, but it also forces you to face yourself in a new way. Now I love the rhythm. I work with clients that I choose. I set my own hours. I have afternoons where I can do absolutely nothing or absolutely everything. And I've realized that I'm not being lazy. That's actually freedom that I gave myself. And it's the payoff for many years of hustling and putting my heart and soul into working for somebody else. So if you're thinking about going out on your own, just know that the hardest part might not be getting clients or building systems for your own business or side hustle. It might actually be letting yourself enjoy the time that you've earned. Because when you stop measuring your value by your hours that you work, that's when you really start living your life. So thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, I've got more stories and advice to tell on building your freedom based on a career or a hobby. Subscribe for more information or to get updates on when I have a new video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.